Hello, my name is Andy Kruzik, and I'm a faculty member in civil engineering for over 30 years. Today I'm going to talk about the programs in the civil engineering department. The civil engineering department at UTA has 3 undergraduate programs. The oldest is a BS in civil engineering, which started in 1967 and has been ABET accredited since 1970. The second program is BS in Architectural Engineering, which started in 2016. It's getting its ABET review this year and accreditation is expected. The third program is a BS in Construction Management, which was started in 2017. Its ABET accreditation will occur next year. It's important to note that the BS in Construction Management is not an engineering degree. The highest required math is trigonometry. The ABET accreditation process is very important for both civil engineering and architectural engineering. The ABET accreditation assures that these programs are quality programs and allows its graduates to have reduced requirements before becoming professional engineers. The construction management program will also be ABET accredited, but not as an engineering program. There are 519 majors in civil engineering, 126 in architectural engineering, and 206 in construction management. The civil engineering field includes the planning, design, construction, and operation and maintenance of our infrastructure. That is the infrastructure of cities, everything we see around us. The civil infrastructure includes airports, highways, bridges, and many of the things that we see every day, as well as some of the things that we don't see, such as the water lines, the sewer lines, the treatment plants, the solid waste disposal, the air pollution control systems. The term civil engineering was first used to distinguish it from military engineering, and the societies for civil engineers extend back to the 1770s in Britain and 1852 in the US. There are many great feats of civil engineering in advanced cultures, such as the pyramids, the Great Wall of China, the Roman roads, and the Roman aqueducts. Defensive castles of Europe and the great cathedrals. Civil engineering department has 6 specialty areas. The general degree in civil engineering requires coursework from all of these areas, but technical electives allow students to concentrate a couple of their courses in one of these areas. One of the areas of civil engineering is structures. When we think of structures, we often think of buildings and bridges, but there are many other types of structures that are included. The structural engineer must know a lot about construction materials such as steel and concrete, and must use mechanics to design these facilities. Buildings can be extremely small or quite large, such as skyscrapers, as well as bridges can be very simple to the very complex. The second area in civil engineering is geotech, which involves the strength of soils, looks at foundations and slope stability, revolves retaining walls. Geotech projects are often using geosynthetics, and they are sometimes involved in the design of dams. The foundations for buildings can be very simple for small buildings to very large for very complex structures such as a bridge or a large skyscraper. Likewise, retaining walls can be fairly small as well as quite complex. Next area of civil engineering is water resources. The water resources area deals with the hydrology, which involves rainfall and rainfall runoff, water transport, drainage, flood control, and groundwater supply and recharge. While water resources engineers do not design the actual structures of a dam or a levee, they are involved in the planning of the facilities themselves. Water resources engineers are definitely critical in the control of local drainage. They're often involved in the planning of big projects such as the State Water Project in California and the Panama Canal. An area of civil engineering that many don't associate with it is environmental engineering. Environmental engineers design water treatment and distribution systems, wastewater collection and treatment systems, solid waste disposal, hazardous waste treatment and disposal, air quality systems. The environmental engineer uses physical, chemical, and biological processes in the design of these facilities, which can include wastewater treatment plants, which take raw wastewater and converts it into practically drinking water using microorganisms. Drinking water treatment, which takes the water out of our lakes and sometimes the ground and converts it into safe, potable water. Solid waste disposal involves the selection of sites for landfills and the design of the landfills themselves, including the leachate collection system and the liner. Many industries need air pollution control equipment, such as a baghouse shown here, which removes particles from different air pollution streams. An area that we're all familiar with from civil engineering is transportation, which includes the planning, design, construction, and operation of highways, airports, railroads, and ports. Many of the airports are planned, and the runways and the taxiways are designed by civil engineers. We're all familiar with highways and their importance to our daily life, and we plenty of times see railroads that cross our highways. These railroads are responsible for the transportation of the majority of the freight in the U.S. So where would you work with a civil engineering degree? In some cases, you would work for federal, state, and local governments, doing planning, operations, and maintenance, construction supervision, and some design. Majority of civil engineers will probably work for consulting firms doing design of facilities for the federal, state, and local governments, and will be involved in some of the operations such as transportation systems. One of the employers of civil engineers is the construction industry. One of the largest employers are those that are doing land development, building new subdivisions and shopping centers and so forth. The next area or next program in our civil engineering department is the architectural engineering program, which involves the planning, design, and construction of all aspects of buildings, including the structure, the lighting, the plumbing, and the HVAC systems. There is an overlap with structural civil engineers. However, the difference between architectural engineers and structural engineers is that the architectural engineers will work on some of the systems other than structures, and they work closely with architects and with construction managers. Architectural engineers work on buildings big and small. They convert architectural concepts into reality. And to this degree, the students in the architectural engineering program are required to take courses in architecture so that they can communicate with architects. One of the more important things they work on is mechanical and electrical systems within buildings, which can be quite complex. Where would you work with an architectural engineering degree? Almost exclusively in consulting as part of an architecture engineer firm, and some architectural engineering firms do construction management. Our third program in civil engineering is the construction management program. Construction management deals with overseeing the construction of all types of designs. The construction will require initial planning, scheduling, and cost estimating, bid package preparation and bid awards. Construction also includes inspection and supervision, interaction with design engineer, and construction managers are responsible for assuring worker and public safety. Construction managers work on all types of projects that you've seen earlier, from buildings, bridges, transportation projects. They need to be aware of scheduling and overall management of the project. Where would you work with a construction management degree? Most often with a construction management firm. You can work for engineering firms and contractors. Government agencies also use their own construction managers. If you have any questions or interests, please contact me at kruzik@uta.edu.